Anshuman, are we live? Has anything popped up?
Yeah, we are live.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting number 404 of Turning Point Toastmasters. I am Megha Bansal, Surgeon at Arms for today. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. There are certain rules to be followed by everyone. For the audience, please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audios off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. Now, certain rules for the role players. Host and journal evaluator, please ensure a smart audio and video check before handing over to respective role players. All the role players, please rename yourself as the role you're playing, underscore your name, underscore your club name if you are from a different club. Also, please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will use screen sharing to indicate time using one of three cards. Green will mean that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow will indicate that it is a good time to start concluding. Red specifies that you have 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timings for the evaluators and speakers will be explained in due time by the timers. Now, certain rules for everyone present in the room. We encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and just focus on the speaker. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. Now it's time to introduce the host of our today's meeting, who is our member Toastmaster Pooja Kushwaha. Pooja Kushwaha is from Allahabad, UP. She was a microbiologist who changed her profession and currently she is an image consultant, author and podcaster. She ran her own talk show, which is Pooja's Talk Show, with more than 100 episodes, which features celebrities, coaches, entrepreneurs, which includes Shiv Khera, Avi Arya, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai. Currently, she is working as a trainer at Modi University, Rajasthan. She loves interacting with people, singing, and traveling. With a huge round of applause, let's welcome Pooja Kushwaha onto the virtual stage. Pooja, are you? Let's do a audio video check.
Yeah, Megha, am I audible, visible?
Yes, you are audible and you are visible.
Thank you so much. The speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert and compel. So welcome everybody, meeting number 404 Toastmasters Club. And today it's not a regular meeting. So if you are a new today, so hold your horses. So today we have speech marathon. And I welcome all the guests who joined us today and all the participants for today's meeting. So there will be no table topic sessions today. There will be 4 prepared speeches and their evaluations. So now I would love to know all the guests who joined us today. So Naveen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi Pooja. Myself Naveen. I'm
Hi.
sorry, you can hear me?
Yes, Naveen.
Yeah, so myself Naveen. I'm joining in from Mysore. So by profession, I work as a software engineer at a startup. Um Anything else should I share?
Great. So how did you came to know about our club?
Yeah, so I've been looking for joining Toastmasters online. So found this club, and the club timing suits my timing. So I joined last week also as a guest. So wanted to take one more session before taking a call about joining.
Okay, that's great. So be there with us, Naveen, today, and we have very exciting speeches lined up today. So thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
So any other guest? I think we don't have any other guests today. So now it's time to start our speech marathon. So let's start with our first speaker. So before calling our first speaker on the stage, I'll just call speech evaluators.
Just the timer, Toastmaster Pooja.
Yeah. So before calling our speaker, let's call our timer, Megha Bansal, on the stage. Megha, please come on the stage and explain your role.
Thank you, Pooja, for letting me onto the stage again. So today I'm also playing the role of a timer. Being a timer, my responsibility will be to time the speakers which are going to deliver their speeches today. As there are no icebreakers, so each speaker will get at most 7 minutes to speak, to address their speeches. At 5 minutes, I'll show green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show red card. And I'll keep on showing the red card until the speaker finishes the speech. And for the speech evaluators, I will show at 1 minute green card, at 1.5, I think I'm wrong. At 2 minutes green card, wait. Yeah,
So
sorry.
probably you're not doing the table topics today, so it can be.
No, for speech evaluators.
Yes,
For
yes.
speech evaluators, 2 minutes I'll show green card, 2.5 minutes I'll show yellow card, and at 3 minutes I'll show the red card. For every one of you, I will, for the sake of clarity, I'll share my screen, wherein I will show the green card. Pooja, kindly confirm, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, this is the green card. Then this is the yellow card, and this is the red card. So all the best to all the speakers and speech evaluators. Over to you, Pooja.
Thank you, Megha. So it's time for our first speech. So before calling our first speaker, let's call her evaluator Ashish Agarwal on the stage. Please, Ashish, please come on the stage.
I am Toastmaster Pooja. I hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, sir, you're visible, audible
Okay.
properly.
On a lighter note, my turn has come much faster than anticipated, but that's what we Toastmasters are known for, handling the unanticipated stuff. Today, it's my pleasure to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Iti Mehrotra. Iti is attempting level 2 of the project, level 2 part 2, I believe, level 2 of the path presentation mastery. And the purpose of her speech is to share the introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. So I'll be looking at the aspects of how she covers in her speech about the mentoring and how Toastmaster envision mentoring. In this project, the member can share some of her previous experiences as a protege, or generally talk about mentoring, how the Toastmasters envision mentoring. Looking forward to your speech, Toastmaster Iti. Back to you, Madam Host.
Thank you so much, sir. So let's welcome our first speaker, Iti Malhotra, on the stage. Iti is a chartered accountant by profession. She loves reading novels, both fiction and non-fiction. And today the speech title of Iti is Nurturing Success. Nurturing Success, Iti. Over
Am
to
I
you,
audible
Iti.
and visible?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, and good evening, everyone. The tough problem in life is not in identifying winners, it is marking winners out of ordinary people. A beautiful quote by Patricia Cross. Mentor is more than a guide, he is a guiding light which helps us navigating through the complex journey of life. His constant support and continual wisdom provides us strength to climb higher, unlock our true potential, and become the best version of ourselves. Imagine yourself as a plant. When we plant a seed, it begins to grow with the help of sunlight, air, water, and soil. Soil anchors it, sunlight, air, and water nurture it. In this analogy, sunlight, air, and water represent a mentor. Just like plant can't thrive without the sunlight, air, and water. In a similar way, we also can't achieve our true potential without the proper guidance and encouragement from a mentor. I want to share with you a beautiful song. It's a Bengali song which holds a special meaning in my life. The song starts like Ikla chalo ji, ikla chalo ji, ikla chalo ji, which means be firm and determined. It doesn't matter if you are alone, you will be able to achieve success. While self determination is important, but always remember, even if you are determined, we need mentor in all other phases of our life. Sometimes we call mentors as Godfather, just like a divine presence, because it helps us when we are lost or uncertain. A mentor is there to guide us, to uplift us, and to help us believe in ourselves when the path seems unclear. The greatest mentor in my life is my father. Whenever I feel discouraged or feel down, I turn up to him. He always reminds me, just give your 100% with your heart and soul in your work without worrying about the result. Trust the process and leave the outcome to God. His wisdom has been a steady anchor in my life, showing the true importance of persistence and faith. We can also learn a lesson from eagle. As you all know, eagle is known for soaring to highest height, but this can't be achieved without but this success can't be achieved easily by eagle. The mother eagle pushes the young ones out of the nest. Even before they are ready, they force them to learn how to fly. They didn't allow the young ones to live in the comfort zone, just like our mentor. They pushes us out of the comfort zone and help us to emerge even more stronger and more powerful. We can learn one more powerful lesson from eagle. As you all know, when an eagle ages, it has to go through a journey of self-renewal. It has to shed its feathers and break its beak, allowing new feathers to grow and new beak to form. In this process, eagle shows the power of self-transformation. Just like a mentor, he also helps us shed our doubts and limitations and allowing us to grow even more stronger and more capable than before. And you all know, even hardship can serve as a mentor to us. They pushes us to grow. They forces us to face challenges head on, and they help us to see our strength which we didn't even know we had. This I want to quote the powerful quote by Maya Angelou, as she wisely said that we all know, as we have learned, that people will forget what you said. They will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you make them feel. So, in this way, if I want to conclude, whole Mother Earth is a mentor for us. And if we are eager to learn, we can learn from every small phases. And here, everyone sitting here, I know everyone is living the life of mentor and mentee in their own homes also. With that, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Over to you, Pooja. Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you so much, Iti. It was an amazing speech, and I hope everybody loved it. So there's 1 minute silence. Please, everybody, write a feedback for Iti and timer. Please note the time.
Toastmaster Pooja, I think the evaluator for the second speaker is not in, so I'm going to evaluate Toastmaster Ravi's speech.
Okay.
One minute is up.
Okay. Thank you, Megha. So now it's time for our second speech. And before calling our second speaker on the stage, let's call our speech evaluator for our second speech, Anshuman, on stage and tell about the speech objective. Over to you, Anshuman.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Pooja. So, speaker number two, Toastmaster Ravi, is going to give his level 3 speech, Connect with Storytelling from the path Presentation Mastery. The purpose of his speech is going to be for him to practice using a story within a speech or giving that speech that is a story. I look forward to listening to the story which Toastmaster Ravi is going to give today. The timer, please note that the speech length is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. I look forward to your speech. Toastmaster Ravi, over to you, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you so much, Anshuman. So now I'm calling our second speaker, Ravi Bharadwaj, on the stage. So Ravi is a yoga teacher who loves sharing knowledge and he's passionate about chess. So today his speech topic is that day. So that day, Ravi Bharadwaj. So before starting, uh, yes, Ravi, please check your audio.
I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible and visible. That day, Ravi.
Have you ever failed in your life? Raise your hand. I cannot see any hand. Yeah, Anshuman, E.T. And I request other also to switch on their camera and raise the hand if you have ever failed in your life. It will take just few minutes to realize what is failure. I want you to not just raise your hand, but also to feel that failure also. I have a very small exercise with you. For that, I request you to close your eyes for a few seconds. Close your eyes and imagine the failure you had in your life. Imagine how, when, and where it was. What is happening with you? What type of emotions are coming inside? Feel it. Imagine you are standing at that location when it was happening. Do you feel that energy? Now take a long, deep breath. And open your eyes. What you felt? Mostly people feel anger. There is some heat coming out. It's something that got frustration, even jealousy also. I have been in this situation in my life many times. In my personal life, in finances, in my relationship, be it any part of my life, I have been there. And I know that how you have feel right now. But there was in my life that changed my perspective. That day, that day of my life still make me to realize the other part of the failure. And I want you to take to that day. So let's come. I want to win. I want to win the race. I was standing at the athletic ground and I was preparing for 200-meter race. It was sports day of my college, and I was in a first year of, of it, and I was very enthusiastic. And in my mind, I want to win that race. I was standing in front of the starting line, the line which was drawn in with the white chalk. I could imagine that two lines of chalk which was parallelly in front of me, and I have to run in these two lines. I was visualizing myself. I have to run and I have to win and I have to get the first prize. While visualizing, I was giving my best that I will win this race and I will get that trophy in my hand. But then let's check who are the opponent. So I checked left and right, and there were another five people standing with me. I start analyzing how they are and how good they are, and I realized that my friend Charanjit was also with me in that race. He was competing with me. So Charanjit was 5 feet 6 inches, dark skin, and was bulky. But I know that he was very athletic. So I go to Charanjit and raise my hand. Charanjit, how are you? And Charanjit said, man, I'm fine. But uh, and all the best to you. I said, thank you and all the best to you. I start getting prepared for the race. There was scorer who said that 3, 2, 1, and I start running. I give my best. I give my best, and I run as much as I possibly can. And after 4 or 5 seconds, I giving my best. I can see that other three people around me was going far away. I can see they were actually winning. And that moment, I start feeling negative. And then I see Charanjit. I can see that he was on fourth position and I was on fifth position. I don't know what happened. I suddenly thought coming that I have to win from him. I start giving my best. There was again a rush of energy in me, and I start giving my best. Just 3 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter, and Charanjit was with me. And at the last, I jumped. I got the fourth position. For others, I was a failure. But I know that I have win from the four. I have win from the fifth to fourth. At that day, I realized that there are many success stories in your failure. Now, whenever you get time, imagine what are the success stories that come in that part of your failure. And remember that there are many success stories in failure and there are many failure stories in success. So remind of the success stories in your failure. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Ravi. It was really, really amazing and engaging speech. So there's 1 minute silent. Please write a feedback for our speaker. Timer, please note the time.
One minute is up.
Thank you so much, Megha. So as we are heading towards our third speech, so how are you, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the prepared speeches. So we are heading towards our third speech. So before calling our third speaker, let's call our third evaluator, Rajendra Arora. Please come on the stage and read the speech objectives. Over to you.
I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Okay, thank you. So my target speaker is Priyesh Kumar Singh, and he is on the pathway of persuasive influence. And today he is giving the speech from level 3, and he's trying to understand through this speech is what is conflict. And we understand that the conflict is part of our life, and how to handle and understand these conflicts and come out with resolutions is the great thing for a leader to learn from. And the purpose of this project for him is to develop and enhance his understanding on the steps and strategies to address conflicts. And this speech we would also like to hear on some aspects of his own experiences on resolving conflicts. So timer, please note that the timing for this project is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you so much. So now calling our third speaker, Priyesh Kumar Singh on the stage. Priyesh, currently pursuing master's degree from Duke University. He is a fitness enthusiast and Toastmaster. So the speech title of Priyesh is Rowdy Roommates. Rowdy Roommates, Priyesh. Over to you, Priyesh.
Thanks a lot, Pooja, for this wonderful opportunity. So, starting up with greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and I hope you are having a great time. So, I'll start with this question. Have you ever encountered any conflict with anyone? Has it ever feel that this person like doesn't understand what I'm saying and they are just don't have a perspective on what the right way is? I believe it happens to everyone, and this is what we go through, and we have to think about how to solve these conflicts that arise day in and day out in our lives. And I'm going to share a few experiences that I have just when I came to US about it. I I come to US, I have talked to, I got a university apartment and I talked to my roommates that I'm going to come at this time. They were like nice enough to pick me up at the station to back to my home. But I assumed that there would be one person coming up and there were four. And I was like, that was odd, but okay. And when I reached home, they have cooked food for me. They're really nice. They also brought a bed for me because there are usually no furniture here. It was a complete empty place. So they did all those things for me, and I was happy about it. Kind gentlemen. But later on, I realized this was a sneaky trick for them to say that like we have like three more people who are going to live in the same apartment, which was assigned to just like the two of us. So for one person, there are three more people living there. And that was something like really tricky in a subtle way. But I felt it's okay. Things happen. And they had their own issues they were dealing with. All Indians came to the US for the first time, have to deal with those issues. So I tried to let it go, let them be. But issues started rising when I saw their habits. They were in the kitchen, they will make a complete mess, they will make a complete house, like they will keep the house really unclean. So I was really troubled with that. And I tried to argue with them about it, but it was not of much of a resolution. I also felt like they were sometimes nice. They will cook for me, but they will also create all these messy situations. They would be extremely noisy. And if you ever been to this US place, they literally make houses of paper and thermocol. If I'm sitting in my room, I could clearly listen what's happening in the next room or happening in the hall or anywhere outside. It's paper thin walls, not the concrete walls we are used to. So no privacy, complete invasion of privacy, can't handle with that. But okay, let it go. And I was getting frustrated eventually. But one day I had an opportunity that I came back to my room apartment. I was really hungry, and my kitchen was a complete mess. And they had like cooked this really nice paneer dish that was there. And one of the concepts I have learned in my studies is of fraud triangle, which is like when you want to commit some fraud, you need to have a motivation, a justification, and an opportunity. I was hungry. I had a motivation, and they made a mess, so I couldn't cook. So I had a justification, and then no one's at home, so I ate their food. That was a little bad of me, but I didn't eat too much, so it was all good. And they didn't and I told them about it and they were fine with it. But yeah, that was an experience I had. And but yeah, but share like the days with them passed by like with little conflict or sometimes more conflicts, and it went all bad. And eventually, my first term ended. I went back to India for my summer vacation. When I came back to US to my apartment, I realized that they had made a complete mess of the whole hall. I saw that um, in May, a lot of people graduate, so they leave their stuff out to sell, and like rich folks buying expensive stuff, leave the stuff out home, and they brought it all to the apartment, used it as a storage house, so they could sell and make money out of it. And that was so funny, but still there was no place to walk at all. And that got me furiated, and I asked them just to clean it up and calling them and trying to make them understand that this is not the place that you could use like that. They asked me to like just give us like 2 weeks, help us through it, and they were going to move out, so they will clean everything. Kind enough to get professional cleaners, cleaned it all, and solve the problem. It was a little problematic to deal with them, if I recall from the last year, but eventually I was able to make them understand the issues and so like make it work out eventually. Looking back at that situation, I felt even though we had a lot of issues, I was able to maintain good relations with them, and I ended that interaction on a good note. They later helped me with a lot of things. Few of the visa issues I was having, they helped me through it, guided me through the process. Also helped me with the job search, took mock interviews to me for me, and that is something that I really appreciate on their hand because during that time, their small help was wonderful to me. So I believe that always, and like even if you have conflicts, ending on a good note with people and building good relations help to maintain helps in the long term. And I would like to end the speech on the note that the quality of your life depends not on whether you have a conflict or not. But it depends how we respond to them. And that is a quote by Thomas Crumb. And I believe you all resolve your conflicts in a good manner and have a good relation with everyone ahead. So thanks. Back to you, Pooja.
Wow. Thank you so much, Priyesh. It was amazing speech. I think it is highly relatable. We often, anytime we would have found this kind of roommates. So please share a feedback in the comment section. Timer, please note a time for 1 minute silence. So now the last speaker of the day. So before calling the speakers, I hope you all enjoy the session today. Please give applause for all the speakers who are participating today. Share your emoticons, share the appreciation for all the speakers. And before calling our fourth speaker, let's call his evaluator, Mr. Rakesh Kadalia. Please come on the stage and share the speech objective.
Thank you very much. Uh, Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My target speaker is Toastmaster Tamanna Gupta. Her pathways is Innovative Planning, Level 1, Project 4, that is evaluation and feedback. And the purpose of her speech is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The timer, please note that the time is 5 to 7 minutes. And the title of her speech is How Feedback Transformed Me. How Feedback Transformed Me. And with this, I conclude the briefing about the speaker and the speech. I wish her all the best. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you. So I'm calling our fourth speaker, Tamanna Gupta, on the stage. Tamanna had studied chartered accountancy at the intermediate level. Now she's living in Germany and she's learning German language to enhance her professional skills. So her speech title is How Feedback Transformed Me. How Feedback Transformed Me, Tamanna. Over to you, Tamanna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Have you ever received a feedback that shook you to the core? One that made you question your perspective, your actions, or even your identity. Feedback, whether positive or challenging, has the power to transform us. Today, I will share two moments in my life when feedback completely changed my path. One that led me to a new career, and another that led me to a new understanding of myself. Before moving to Germany, I was very confident about my career. I had studied chartered accountancy. After researching about job opportunities, I was thrilled. The accounting roles I found the skills required. I have already, uh, mastered those skills in my internship. I was very convinced that I would land a very good job in Germany. But reality hit me hard. After moving to Germany, I started confidently applying jobs, but I received no response, no interviews. Every employer required a higher level of proficiency in German language. My plan was falling apart. That time, my husband gave me the feedback that I really did not want to hear. He suggested rather than spending 3 or 4 years in accounting or becoming an accountant as a like German accountant, why not explore IT? You could learn a one new tool in just 1 year and with just a B1 level of German. I resisted. I was adamant. I have spent years in finance. How can I switch to IT in few months? But over the time, I saw the truth in his words. Finally, I accepted and that I needed to innovate my plan. Now, after 2 years, I have learned German up to B1 level. And now I'm continuously improving myself. And most importantly, I'm open myself to learn new skills that is beyond finance. That single piece of feedback that once looked as a painful reality check pushed me towards a future that was filled with possibilities that I never considered before. The second piece of feedback I received from my language teacher. He had an impressive aura, an aura of wisdom that I truly respected. Once, while doing conversation exercise, he pointed out and said, "Can I say you something?" I said, "Yes." He said that you speak very rudely. You need to change that. I was shocked. Rude? And me? I thought I was polite. I never intended to sound rude. I was an open book, someone who speaks from the heart. How could he say that? For days, I kept thinking about it. I started asking my friends, "Do I sound rude when I speak?" They all denied. But deep inside, I realized maybe I don't mean to be rude, but something in my expressions or my tones make me come across that way to certain people. But still, I could not fully understand what he meant until one day when I was preparing for my B1 level German exam. I recorded myself speaking in German, watched the video, and I finally saw what he meant. In moments of uncertainty or fear, my face looked tensed. My expressions seemed serious, almost unfriendly. It was not intentional rudeness, it was the stress of trying to communicate effectively in a new language. This realization was breakthrough. Feedback helped me to recover something about myself that I had never noticed before. Now I consciously work on my expressions, softening my tone, and ensuring my words reflect my true emotions. Both of these experiences taught me something important. Feedback is not always easy to accept, but it is a gift. The real transformation happens when we choose to listen, reflect, and act on that feedback. Today, I embrace feedback as a tool for innovation, growth, and self-awareness. And if in future someone would points out again for my weaknesses, which I have never noticed yet, I will try to improve that and I will try to ready to listen. Thank you so much.
Wow, what a lovely reminder. Seriously, feedback is really a transformational tool. So now we are here at the end of the speech marathon. But yes, again, as Tamanna said, feedback is very important. So our next segment is evaluation segment. And for that, I would love to call our general evaluator Anshuman, who works in the Google as a Mark Ops lead, and he is a Toastmaster with us from past 4 years. So, Toastmaster Anshuman, please come on the stage and explain your role and evaluation segment. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Pooja. And as we head into the evaluation section, request us to vote for the best prepared speaker between the fantastic four speakers that we had: Toastmaster Iti, Toastmaster Ravi, Toastmaster Priyesh, Toastmaster Tamanna. Thanks a lot for a sparkling speech marathon today evening. Right, I just see one vote remaining. Where that last vote person who has to give request you to exercise your vote. All right, I think we are done with the vote. Thanks a lot, everyone, for voting. All right, now we'll move on to the feedback session, the one which enriches us with insights. And as the last speaker, Toastmaster Tamanna, shared, that feedback is the breakfast of the champion. She did not say that, but I'll assume that's a summary of her speech. So, to do that, I'd like to first invite the respective speech evaluators to share the respective feedback for each of the speakers, starting with Toastmaster Ashish to share the feedback for Toastmaster Iti. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashish.
Friends, you all would have seen or heard Karthik calling Karthik. And here, it's not Iti calling Iti, but it is a chartered accountant giving feedback to a chartered accountant. So when I heard that Iti is also a chartered accountant, it rung a few bells. Iti shared in her speech lovely quotes, and the one which touched my heart the most was the one by Maya Angelou. When Iti mentioned, we all know that people will forget what they said or what you said or what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And Toastmaster Iti, I want to tell you that today, by your speech, by sharing your experience, you have made all the mentors and mentees feel great about this journey of growth. I thought the highest point of your speech today was the comparisons. Because when you compared with eagle, that how eagles push their kids in order to make sure that they are not remaining in their comfort zone, or how eagles do their own self renewal, was amazing. Also, when you shared the comparison with the plant, that how soil is the anchor and sunlight, air, and water are required to grow, and how a mentor's role is akin to that sunlight, air, and water. I thought you were talking to all of us because in our life, we all have been mentees, and many of us, like Anshuman, has been mentor as well. You shared about your dad being your mentor and the words which touched your heart. Trust the process and leave the outcome to God. Again, very, very powerful message conveyed very nicely. Many of us have also our parents as our mentor, and I thought you were talking to the audience when you shared this personalized story. And last but not the least, when you shared the song Ekla Chalo Re, and you translated the meaning of it, that how many a time we have to leave, we have to walk alone and progress in our growth journey. You were definitely talking to me. As they say, any good speech has an opportunity to become great. And I want to leave two builds to you to grow further as a speaker. First thing first, I thought your ending was very abrupt. The call to action from an audience standpoint. You need to spend nearly 1 to 2 minutes to explain to audience how your story is going to be utilized by the audience and how they can go from good to great in their own growth journey. Second, the purpose of the project was to share more about your experience as a protege. And I felt the element of your own story in the speech was less. So you could build that. Typically, what they advise is 60% story, around 40% knowledge. That works well. I thought your ratio was 20% story, 80% knowledge. So these two, if you could work on, you are on your way to become a great speaker. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ashish, for that energetic, powerful, and precise evaluation. Now, heading to the second speaker, Toastmaster Ravi, I'm going to evaluate the speech for Toastmaster Ravi. Toastmaster Ravi, it was one of your best speeches I've heard in Turning Point Toastmasters till date. So, thank you for delivering that and kudos there. So, starting with the purpose of the speech itself, the purpose for you was to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. And I look forward to an engaging and captivating story, and I got one. I think starting with when the host Tamanna introduced you as a yoga teacher, gave you background, I was expecting something on those lines, and I got it. When you made us visualize how we would feel if we had failed. So you started with engaging the audience by asking the audience, how many of us have failed? And that's a universal question. It's an open-ended question. All of us have experienced failure at some point of time. Then you made us close our eyes and visualize how it feels to fail or succeed or be neutral in life. So that's another activity that you did was quite helpful to engage the audience from the word go. Then you narrated your story. And when you narrated your story with all your expression, body language, force, looking at the camera, giving it your all, it was definitely pretty captivating for me. I was hooked into till the last scene as to what will happen, how it will go, what will Ravi experience. And I was taken on the journey of those emotions and the passion of your journey. So kudos on hitting all the key elements of delivering a great story. In terms of using physical gestures, you use them appropriately. Not just that, you used eye contact to engage the audience, varied the speed, tone, speed, volume as tools during speech, and your spoken language was clearly understood. If I have to give you one aspect to challenge yourself, which turned out to be pretty race against time at the end, was to just keep it, stick to the time limit, which I think timer is also going to emphasize. You played uh, you played with the timing cards till the T, and I was like, Ravi, just thank the audience and leave. But you intended to complete your message, deliver your message. It can happen in a passionate speech, but at least in Toastmasters, when you see the yellow card start wrapping up, red card, just thank the audience and leave. You don't want to miss the best speaker award potentially just because you've lost on time. Overall, you used all the key tools of storytelling, be it speech, tone, volume. Your spoken language was clear, and you communicated the message as it was desired. And please do not play with time as I am playing right now. Thank you. Now I'd like to move on to the next evaluator, who's going to be uh, Toastmaster Rajendra Kumar, who's going to give evaluation for Toastmaster Priyesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajendra.
I hope that I'm audible and visible.
Yes, Toastmaster Rajendra. Please go ahead.
Thank you. My target speaker, Priyesh Kumar Singh. Rowdy roommates. So when we heard this title, we were remembering all our friends we used to have in our college and in sometime in our industry, or maybe your colleagues also. Sometime you also may have spent your time in hostel or maybe sometime in roommate. So thanks, Mr. Priyesh, for sharing that kind of story, which we usually love for. And if I look at his body language, he was very much confident when he came, and his facial expression and his open shoulder were giving us the confidence that he is going to share something good to us. His opening was great with the question. And when we ask a question related to our topic, so or the audience minds diverts to particular, it start thinking to the direction on which speaker wants all of us to be there. So he has asked the question on the topic on conflict. So it was good. And if I look at his storytelling, that I was there with him on from the first day of the university, and his tricks of the friends, and then how that conflict has started increasing, like room cleaning was not there, slowly kitchen condition was pathetic, and slowly it was keep on increasing when he came back from the summer vacation from India and saw the complete mess. So it was completely engaging. And his quote that the quality of our life depends on not on whether or not we have conflicts, but how we respond to them. And the key message was also there that maintaining good relation in any conflict is one of the success criteria for any conflict resolution. So what I recommend for his speech to take his speech to the next level, that sometime when he's talking about conflict, so he should use, maybe we can take the example of small conflicts between friends, of all the conflicts between countries can be resolved with better results. And it can also resolve empathy. And all the big issues between the countries are again some kind of conflicts. So some focus on conflicts, from small conflicts to bigger conflicts, would have added to this story or maybe this speech. What is conflict? If he would have added something on that, would have added further, like what is the definition, some knowledge kind of things on conflicts, and then what are the different ways to handle those conflicts. Though his story, there was 90% he was telling through story, but some examples from Ramayana, Mahabharata, because these were all conflicts through which millions of people have died, would have brought some emphasis on the speech. Overall, I like the speech. Congratulations to Priyesh for completing his project and giving us a message that ultimately maintaining good relation in any conflict is one of the key things which we should adopt for. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Rajender. All right, moving on to the last evaluation, I'd like to invite the last evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Rakesh, to share feedback for Toastmaster Tamanna.
Thank you, evaluator. My target speaker spoke very well about the topic, how feedback transformed me. She started with a question which could easily hook each and everyone out there, that have you ever received feedback about your action, perspective, ideas, and feedback about understanding of yourself? She was searching for that. She was adopting that in her lifestyle so that she can make progress. She was very confident about her career before arriving at Germany, because she was learned CA, and she was very much convinced with the fact that she may land up having a good job over there and a bright career. But the dream could not come true in that sense. she was struggling to find the job. Then later on, her husband gave her the idea, why do you not switch over to some other field, that is IT? Reluctantly, she went further and adopted the feedback she received from her husband. Later on, she received one feedback from her teacher, also government teacher. He advised her to be polite while speaking the language. She was inadvertently, or she was oblivious of the fact that when she is speaking the language, she was somewhat tense and the face is stoic or is not giving the positive vibes to the listener. So that was, and she was open to the feedback given by the teacher, and accordingly she molded her ways and won and achieved the success. She has spoken about that the feedback is so crucial and significant in our lives. Coming to the delivery point, clarity was exemplary, eye contact was superb, audience was very much engaged. That was the captivating story. On certain points only, I would like to tell where she has to work. That is the body language, because she was having her hands like this. She could have adopted the body gesture like this, and she had to cover the stage left and right while speaking. But whereas she was moving back and forth, that too, only one step back and forth. She could have moved like this, left and right, so that she may be appeared more confident. Further, yeah, one voice modulation has to be resorted to. That is, when husband was saying she should have like that, and husband, why don't you try out IT field? You should switch over. Another, the teacher like that. Teacher said, you look somewhat rude while speaking. You should be somewhat polite like this. Overall, a brilliant speech. I am very much lucky to hear her speech. The comfort level was very good and the interesting content. Takeaway is that we have to embrace the feedback if we have to make progress. The purpose is served. With this, I wish her all the best, and I would love to hear more speeches from her like this. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, all the evaluators. Honestly, this was one of the best passionate evaluations I've heard after a long while. All the speakers, all the evaluators did their job pretty well. And time to also vote for the best speech evaluator between Toastmaster Ashish, Toastmaster Anshuman, Toastmaster Rajinder, and Toastmaster Rakesh. It's definitely going to be a tough fight. And with just one vote remaining, I think among all the guest evaluators is the fight happening. The last voter, please vote ASAP. All right, in the interim, I'll start with the meeting evaluation. Today, the typical leaders of the meeting were not around in the meeting, be it Toastmaster Neeraj, Toastmaster Aina, Toastmaster Rupinder, Anant. But when I logged in around 6:40 p.m., I saw Toastmaster Megha and Toastmaster Pooja were playing the roles of timer, sa, host, which are not the typical like core roles which are played, but their passion, commitment to lead the meeting, to ensure that the meeting starts on time and is everything is gets delivered on time was fantastic. So kudos to Toastmaster Megha and Toastmaster Pooja for showing the commitment to ensure that Turning Point Toastmaster maintains the punctuality and the commitment to deliver one of the best meetings ever. So starting with Toastmaster Megha. Toastmaster Megha delivered the Sajitanam script aptly. Moving on to Toastmaster Pooja, who played the role of host amicably. I think Toastmaster Pooja, you have a pretty genial, friendly personality where you invite the speakers, evaluators in a pretty friendly way, which is definitely your strength. Only one area where you can focus on is that like you were not doing the audio video check before the role players were starting to speak. So I think that was the only part where there was a miss happening. And in Toastmasters, we usually address all of us individually as Toastmaster Ravi, Toastmaster Eti, and not just Ravi and Eti. So if you're inviting someone, it has to be prefixed with Toastmaster. So I think these are the only two areas which you can work on next time. But overall, I think you led the meeting pretty well. And also, I like the fact you were energizing the meeting in between when you were asking folks to share emoticons or share their feedback or just energizing everyone to be engaged in and involved in the meeting. So, thank you for doing that. Coming to the speakers, I think all the speakers aptly utilized their given time and delivered the speeches with thorough preparation and energy. So thank you for that. I won't get into the evaluation section for speakers because the evaluators already done that. Coming to the guest evaluators, oh my God, we were so lucky to have Toastmaster Ashish, Toastmaster Rajendra, and Toastmaster Rakesh in the meeting today. Honestly, like even before the poll started, I knew that I should have be prepared to be a great evaluator today, but last minute duties for Toastmaster Ravi. But anyhow, the evaluators really inspired me, as they say that evaluation is done using the CRC approach, which is giving a commendation, recommendation, and commendation. Uh, for each one of them, like I can't pinpoint any of them not showing that, which shows their experience and the passion with which they were quoting the speeches, the narratives, the story, giving recommendations, like just shows how involved they were in the speech and how committed they were to ensuring that each of the speakers grew through their evaluation for the next speech. So thanks a lot, Toastmaster Rakesh, Toastmaster Ranjita, and Toastmaster Ashish for joining today, giving your time and ensuring that all of us speakers grow through your feedback. Not just the speakers, all of us, because while we are listening to your evaluations, we were also learning and growing of how to do how to ensure that even our speech next week is better. So again, thank you. Overall, the meeting started on time, is ending way early on time. Maybe we could have planned for a table topic too today, but anyhow, still, like for a speech marathon, whatever time we had set in, I think we are ending the meeting on time. So kudos to everyone who organized it. And last but not least, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Pooja to declare the winners of the speech marathon and evaluation today. And I'm assuming Toastmaster Megha, you're going to share the results with Toastmaster Pooja to declare um, the results.
I have shared the results with Toastmaster Pooja.
So Toastmaster Pooja, I'm presuming the results are going to be in a chat box where you might be able to view the messages if you go to the Zoom chat box.
I haven't got Megha. Acha, okay. Okay. So the wait is over. So are you excited? Do you want to know who's the winner? Any guesses? Any guesses?
Toastmaster
Guess?
Pooja.
No. I've not participated. Okay. So for the best speaker, the audience has chosen Tamanna Gupta. She's the best speaker of the day.
Yeah. Oh, well done, Tamanna.
Applause for her. Well done, Tamanna. It was really amazing speech. And now our evaluator, the best evaluator of the day is, any guesses? ये तो guess कर सकता है, I guess. Any name, any suggestion?
Anshuman.
No?
मैं तो बिल्कुल
No. So today we have best evaluator of the day is Rakesh Kadalia. Sir, you are the best speaker, best evaluator of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. So this was the meeting for today, and it was really amazing session and lovely speeches, lovely evaluation. We learned a lot of things. So let's talk about our guest who has joined.
Toastmaster Pooja, it's time for the Iti Mehrotra to be on stage to share her timer results.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Iti, please come on the stage and share your timer results.
Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Is
Yes,
it visible?
it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, everybody did a commendable job. Wonderful meeting. Actually, the speeches and evaluation were so mesmerizing that we want to hear it again and again. So maybe that's the reason some disqualifications are there. So as far as speaker one is concerned, Iti, I took 5 minutes 38 seconds. Ravi, he took 7 minutes 32 seconds. Priyesh, Toastmaster Priyesh, he took 6 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Tamanna, she took 6 minutes 32 seconds. And as far as evaluators are concerned, Toastmaster Ashish, he took 3 minutes 36 seconds. Toastmaster Anshuman, he took 3 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Rajendra, he took 3 minutes 41 seconds. And Toastmaster Rakesh, he took 3 minutes 52 seconds. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Iti. So I think now we are on the part of concluding the meeting. So before concluding the meeting, let's ask the experience from our guest. So guest Chandra Yusuf, are you there? Guest Naveen, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Please introduce yourself and share your experience. What do you love about today's meeting?
Well, first of all, I am Yusuf Chandra. I come from Indonesia, and
Welcome.
I love this meeting very much. This is a very good marathon speech and evaluator. I learned a lot from both sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Keep joining our meeting.
I
Guest Naveen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Pooja.
Yes, Naveen, share your feedback. What do you love about today's meeting?
Love the speeches actually. It was topics were very diverse and each one explained or spoke in a very different and diverse way, which is actually exciting. And the evaluation was actually more exciting because they explained about a lot of things which I also didn't notice, which is actually good. So yeah, nice session.
Okay, thank you so much, Naveen. Thank you for joining. Please joining us. Keep joining our meeting. So this is the end part of our session today. And thank you everybody for joining. And we are conducting our meeting every Thursday, 7 p.m. So please do join us. And thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.